After the victory over the Assyrians, Judith returned to Bethulia in triumph. Her name celebrated across the land. The people hailed her as the savior of Israel, and her fame spread far beyond the borders of her city. But peace was not yet secure, for word of Holofernes' death had reached King Nebuchadnezzar, and his fury knew no bounds. Determined to avenge his fallen general, Nebuchadnezzar sent another army, greater than before, under the command of a ruthless warrior named Arphaxad. The new threat loomed over Israel, and the people once again looked to Judith for guidance. She, however, did not seek war. Instead, she sought wisdom from the elders and strength from prayer, believing that the same God who delivered them once would do so again. One night, as Judith prayed, a vision came to her. A divine revelation that instructed her to seek out an alliance with neighboring Israelite cities. Trusting in the vision, she gathered emissaries and traveled across the land, urging the leaders of other cities to stand united against the Assyrians. Her words, filled with faith and conviction, stirred the hearts of many, and soon a coalition of warriors formed, prepared to defend their land. As Arphaxad's army approached, they expected an easy conquest, believing Bethulia to be vulnerable once more. But as they marched toward the city, they were met with fierce resistance, not just from Bethulia, but from all of Israel. The battle raged for days, with Judith herself standing alongside the warriors, her presence inspiring them to fight with unwavering faith. Then, in the midst of battle, a great storm arose. Thunder roared, lightning struck, and a torrential downpour flooded the battlefield. The Assyrian forces, unprepared for such calamity, fell into disarray. Many fled, others were swallowed by the rising waters, and Arphaxad himself was struck down by a bolt of lightning. Seeing this as a sign of divine intervention, the Israelite forces surged forward, driving the enemy from their land. With the enemy vanquished once more, Israel rejoiced. Judith, though honored, chose to return to a life of humility. She declined offers of power and marriage, choosing instead to dedicate her days to teaching and worship. Her wisdom and courage became legend, and for generations to come, her name was spoken with reverence as a beacon of faith and deliverance. Thus, the tale of Judith did not end with one victory but continued in the hearts of her people. A reminder that courage, faith, and unity could overcome even the greatest of threats. If you like this channel, please like and share and subscribe. Thank you. Journey of Judith. Years passed, and peace reigned over Bethulia. Judith, now a woman of great wisdom and experience, had dedicated her time to mentoring the young, ensuring that faith and courage never wavered in the hearts of her people. However, her journey was far from over. One night, another vision came to her, revealing a distant land in need of salvation. A neighboring kingdom, besieged by internal corruption and external threats, cried out for a leader. Believing this was her divine calling, Judith gathered a small group of devoted followers and set out on a new journey. The path was fraught with dangers, treacherous terrain, roving bands of mercenaries, and spies sent by those who feared her influence. But Judith's unwavering faith guided her, and through prayer and strategy, she overcame each obstacle. Upon reaching the troubled kingdom, she found a land drowning in chaos, its rulers at odds, and its people suffering under tyranny. Judith's arrival sparked hope, and her words once again ignited a movement. With wisdom and diplomacy, she began to unify the divided factions, showing them that strength came not through war alone, but through justice and faith. But her mission did not go unnoticed. Enemies conspired to silence her, fearing the power she wielded. One fateful night, an assassin was sent to end Judith's life. Yet, as the blade was raised, the assassin hesitated, struck by the aura of holiness and righteousness surrounding her. He fell to his knees, confessing his sins and pledging his allegiance to her cause. Through her mercy, another soul was redeemed, and her legend grew ever stronger. With time, the kingdom found peace, its people united under a renewed faith. Judith, having fulfilled her divine calling once more, returned to Bethulia, her heart content. She spent her remaining years in quiet service, teaching future generations the power of faith, wisdom, and unity. Her final days were spent in peace, and when she passed, the entire land mourned her loss. Yet, her story did not end, for it was carried on in the hearts of those who believed. The name of Judith became eternal, a symbol of divine strength and an everlasting testament to the courage of a single woman who stood against empires and prevailed. Please share and like and subscribe. Thank you. Judith's legacy lives on. As time passed, the story of Judith became more than a legend. It became a foundation for the people of Israel. In honor of her memory, a council was formed, inspired by her wisdom and unwavering faith. The council, led by those who had been mentored by Judith, sought to ensure the continued strength and unity of Israel. Meanwhile, in distant lands, whispers of Judith's legacy reached rulers and warriors who admired her courage. Tales of the woman who defied empires and led armies with faith alone spread far and wide, inspiring countless others to rise against oppression and seek divine guidance in times of need. Generations later, a young woman named Miriam, descended from Judith's line, found herself facing a new era of unrest. The same forces of greed and corruption that Judith had fought against threatened to return. Guided by the teachings passed down through her family, Miriam embraced her ancestors' courage and prepared to stand against the growing darkness. Judith's spirit lived on, not just in the pages of history, but in the hearts of those who chose faith over fear, unity over division, and righteousness over tyranny. Her name remained a light in the darkness, a symbol of what one person, armed with unwavering belief, could accomplish. And so, the story of Judith did not end. It merely began anew, carried forth by those who walked the path of faith, strength, and unyielding resolve.